People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for having me. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm the waviest in this space. I mean, clearly, despite not having the mad edits and the clout and the whole monopoly of having other big YouTube friends and all of these other, and the clicky mentality of this industry, all of these things, I've gone against it. I've had to change my thinking and the way I do things and react to it a bit. But despite all of this, four and a half or so thousand subscribers. We've been on Ball Street. We've been on Talksport. We're on. There's no way. I mean, not to sound up my own bum, because I mean I love every one of you for 4,000 odd subscribers, but and quality over quantity and them things there. But with all of that being said, I'm pretty sure there's not a major station. There's not a major somebody. There's nobody who doesn't see my vids purely because I flooded the market and purely because I know what I'm talking about. Like, there's no way nobody's seen me in it. But one thing that breaks my heart, I know you lot want to see me do well, you lot want to see me do better, you want to see me improve. I want that all for myself, but it breaks my heart when I see some comments sometimes like, oh, you need to collab, stop being so resistant to collab, where's the collabs, this and that. It breaks my heart, people, because I wish I could show you everything. I wish I could show you behind the scenes. Like, I mean, no malice at anybody. I'm not bitter at all. Everybody's got their own life to live. Nobody owes me nothing. All of these other YouTubers and influencers and things like this, they've got busy schedules. They've got busy schedules with their own channels. They've all got lives and family and work, and if that's not their full-time role and all of these other things. So, I mean, no malice behind it, but it really breaks my heart when I see these comments, because I am trying to get collabs. I mean, there's not one Arsenal fan, major or minor, YouTuber or similar stature of myself, that has not been contacted. There's not one footballing platform that hasn't been contacted by myself. Like, there's not one. There's a difference between networking and networking, and I say that because they're the two things. Like, if I go back now, my mentality is, I don't beg people for nothing. I've never been taught to beg people bread, be up on people. Like, I've not been brought up that way. Quite rightly, thank you, mother, because I've been taught to help people, to don't be afraid to ask for advice and reach out to people and stuff. But after a certain amount of time, for whether they're busy, legitly airing you or whatever, you can't keep doing it, innit? And that's, I wouldn't say I find it frustrating anymore, because it's the game of the game. When I started off, it was frustrating, because I mean, I can't personally, I had to realize, like, why are you wasting time? Why are you wasting my time? And then I clocked, like, not everybody, people, but if they don't respect their own time, then how can they respect mine? So, like, people be like, yeah, we'll collab, we'll get something done, we'll do this, and then they'll just go cold or whatever. And then this is actually what's happened. Some people have just aired me, they've seen that, I kind of know what I'm talking about, and then they start breading. Like, for me personally, people, like, I'm still trying to get these collabs for you lot, but I can't be asked anymore, if I'm honest with you, because, like, it's long. Like I said, you've been taught not to bread and things like that, and my initial thinking in it, because I'm not with this YouTube stuff naturally, it's like, oh, me just do my thing, let me not bread, be up under people. But to go a different way and to get somewhere, you have to go against your own bias. So, like, obviously, I don't like to get aired, innit? If you air me, then cool, but you can blank me, but that's it, innit? I don't need your bread. So I've had to swallow that pride to a degree, constantly message people, and then finally get a reply. And it don't sit right with me to be begging, and it feels like I'm begging you for something, and I ain't really on begging for something. Like I said, I mean, no malice, but there's so many, like, there's not any. DT's probably the only one that I haven't messaged out of any famous YouTuber or something. The rest, there's not one. Cheeky Sport, Bull Street, Bull Street, I've already been on it, then that's gone. 90-minute football, Football Terrorist, Football Daily, just about anyone on Arsenal Fan TV. Robbie's a busy man. Like, I rate Robbie, because you've seen my video, he took several moments to speak to me and all of these things. We spoke on the phone. He ran the game to me, showed me what's what, gave me some advice that really kept my motivations going, innit? So I rate Robbie, and Robbie's someone that I'd like to think I could message for advice. But, like, even if we just use Robbie as an example, like, me and him have been talking and stuff like that. I was supposed to buck him a few weeks ago or so. Like I said, he's a busy man, and he's told me his schedule. I don't want to be talking about man's business, but he's got a lot going on in his life and in football, and things are coming his way, and you've only got so many hours in a day, innit? But because he's a busy man. For instance, like what I've like, let's just say the last two, like let's just say I've messaged him, he's not been able to reply. I've called him, he's not been able to reply. A week later, since that call and that message hasn't been read, I've called him again and he hasn't replied or anything. Now my natural instance would be, alright, forget it then, like it's done, innit? But on the other hand, like, because I know how Robbie is, and I've spoken to Robbie, for example, he's a busy man and he'll come through when he comes through. But do you see what I'm saying? Away from that, let's just say it wasn't Robbie and that was somebody else, a different environment or a different circumstance, for example, people, it would get long, because like, between people being busy, if you're busy, between people like acting like they're better than you and acting smug, between people just flip-flopping and playing games, like, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of it. If any collabs, it'll be even a man them at times. Like, I even like, even a couple man them want to get on the show, but even a man them that say they're on it, they move all weird and all when it comes crunch time, or yeah, and this and that. That's what I can't beg people. Like, that's one thing I've learned. Like, in my close circle and in this industry, like, there's very little people are willing to contribute and help and stuff like that. But when they see people breading me or whatever, they're asking me what's up. So I personally feel, to a degree, I'm meant to work alone, you know. Like, I think God is telling me, or the higher powers being, is to work alone. Just do your own thing. It might take time. Just do your own thing, innit? Because I find it honestly, people, like I said, no malice, but I find it exhausting dealing with this. Like, dealing with just well, I can't take it. If you're not on it, you're not on it. But it's just people being smug, messaging you and then airing it and then messaging it. I'm just not with the games. Like, words are free. I don't believe in words and nobody owes me nothing. But it's just, I by that same logic, it still vexes me, because I'm a man. I'm a man that wears his heart on his sleeves to a degree, and if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, innit? Stand up sort of guy sort of stuff. And this industry isn't like that. It's all clicky. It's all moist, really. Like, the majority of people in this space are moist. Like, they're moist, extremely moist. Like, yeah, they're moist. Like, you see this yourself. It's just all snooty folks, people that you would, like, in certain other incidences, you will lose your temper and just start boxing man up, essentially. But like, that's what breaks my heart, people. When you lot are like, oh, why are you so anti? Why is there no collab? I'm trying, people. Honestly, man's trying to get these collabs for you. Like, there's Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, just football fans in general, writers, scouts, agents. I promise you, people, one day, if I ever get famous or in a position to write a book, I'll write a book about this stuff, man. Like, I can't tell you everything in it. There's just so much I do behind the scenes that you don't see. So it breaks my heart when you lot saying you need to collab, you need to expand. Like, I can't put a gun to no one's head and force them to collab with me, people. Do you get it? Like, everybody's got their own thinking and things and doing their own life, so it makes sense. But I can't take bread in, like. And another, it's like some people want me to prove myself to them. I'm not with that. Like, do you know who I am? Like, come on, nah. I don't need to do that. But yeah, man. So all of you that sometimes when you're saying these collabs and stuff, people, may I try, trust me. But I can't put a gun to no one's head, innit? I can't put a gun to any major, minor YouTubers, any influencers, because I really have some good content coming for you guys that I would love to get some people involved in. But again, I can't put a gun to people's heads. All I can do is just hope one day that, all I can do basically is just do what I need to do, and hopefully the right things fall into the right places and the right opportunities are attracted and things like that. But it is what it is, man. It's essentially peeing in the wind and them things there. But yeah, man, please just allow me when you lot say the collab tick. I'll try it, people, and I'm a real guy. I thought I owe you lot this, innit? Like I said, it's no malice. Like, I'm not saying any YouTubers purposely blocking me or gatekeeping or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that the whole process of liaising with man and then trying to get around the schedules, and 1 minute they can do it, then they can't, is jarring. So I find it easier to work for myself, by myself, because I know I'm not going to shag myself, and I know most people don't have this tenacity or the intent that I have. People say one thing when they're happy. Words are free. That's why everybody has